Rated T for teen. Game reviews.
Yo everyone, it's the Noid. While Spax is out of the house, I downloaded 2 games on the Virtual Console on his Wii. Mega Man 1 and Mega Man 2. Let's check them out. Okay. Before I talk about the game on the Virtual Console, there's something I want to discuss about the original NES version. The box art. For those of you who bought the game in Europe, it looks silly with a realistic depiction of Mega Man, but at least it looks accurate, so it's not bad. But look at the US box art. That is so pathetic. I don't know who the artist was, but they had to have gotten fired. And if they didn't, I don't know what Capcom was thinking. Okay, let's get to the actual game now. You're given the option to select your stage and choose which Robot Master you want to fight first, and the order you choose will determine the outcome of the difficulty. You gotta admit, this was cool and innovative at the time. The easiest Robot Master I recommend is Gutsman. Due to this game's high difficulty, it takes a lot of timing and patience, so expect to die. A lot. If this is your first time playing, don't expect to beat it in a day. Just keep practicing and you'll soon get the hang of it. And those who diss the game for failing at it, don't worry, you just suck at video games. Loser. Once you get through the level, then you'll face one of the Robot Masters. Like I said before, it's best to start out with the easiest one first, and for me, that would be Gutsman. And if you can beat that easiest master, then choose the right one next, then you should be able to murder him easily! But let me explain. When you defeat a master, you gain their attacks and abilities which help you through the levels and are also weak against certain other masters. Like seen here, Cutman is weak against Gutsman's Guts Arm. There's also one ability that you don't gain from a master, the Magnet Beam. It's in a Lekman's stage and you need the Guts Arm to retrieve it. It helps you across holes and allows you to reach higher areas. Now I'll talk more about the difficulty. The vanishing blocks for one. First time playing, it's going to take a while to figure out the pattern. And even then it's frustrating. But what's worse is when you're near a bombless pit. Enemies come to make sure you fly back off a ledge and fall into it. And the biggest moment of anal rape is the in-stage enemies. The ones that take a hit to kill, travel in packs, and gang up on you. And the solo ones are so tough that they can take many hits to kill, but can also take about a third of your health if they touch you. Well, anyway. Once you defeat all 6 Robot Masters, you're ready to enter Dr. Wily's fortress. And Wily's fortress is a lot tougher than any of the previous stages, not to mention the tougher boss battles. The Yellow Devil, for example, there's only one real way to fight him. You aim the Thunder Beam at his eye, then right when it hits, push select, and then you keep pushing it rapidly. This is the pause trick. It's exclusive to the NES version, and since the Virtual Console version is an emulation of the NES version, you let that boss feel your glitchy wrath! Yeah! Now for the last thing, music. I think some of it sounds pretty good like the Electman and Bombman stages, but the rest of it, well, it's not bad. It sounds like it doesn't fit on the NES. Actually, it sounds like it was unsuccessfully ported from something else. If you listen to some of these tunes on later remakes, then it finally sounds like it fits. Listen to these comparisons from the NES and the remakes, and maybe you'll see what I mean. has not been good to the originals. Though despite my criticisms, they have withstood the test of time with other fans, and they are actually pretty memorable game tunes. Not to mention the fan remixes. Go to OC Remix and download a few now! I fucking order you to download some! Experience the awesomeness! Do it now, damn it! And now my closing statement. This game is hard as hell and it's frustrating to no end. But that's actually what makes it good. Very few games even come close to challenging gamers like this. It makes me have all the more love for the Virtual Console. I give the first Mega Man an 8.5 out of 10. Now, for what many fans consider the best game in the franchise, Mega Man 2. In the year 2000X, a super robot named Mega Man was created. Dr. Light created Mega Man to stop the evil desires of Dr. Wily. However, after his defeat, Dr. Wily created 8 of his own robots to counter Mega Man. You have 2 modes you can play in, normal mode and difficult mode. Well, since you'd want to get used to the game, I guess you'd want to play in normal. Lies! That is not normal mode! That is easy mode! In Japan, the way the setting is in difficult mode was the only mode, so difficult mode is the normal mode. Capcom, how dare you trick your audience? Well, whatever, let's just start. I'm playing in real normal mode. This game is a lot harder than the first game was. But to make up for this, Capcom included a password feature which would become standard in all following games. Another thing that also became standard is that you would now fight 8 Robot Masters instead of 6. The one I feel you should start with this time is Metal Man. The first thing you may notice is that Capcom put more effort into the graphics, and they also included a new item called the E-Tank which restores all your energy when used. And the enemy count is also higher, and in my opinion, Capcom put more effort into the creativity of them. For the Masters, while I said Metal Man is pretty easy, he's the only one that probably is. Most of them are very tough, even tougher than the batch in the first game. But beating Metal Man helps by giving you the best weapon in the game, the Metal Blade. For the stages, well, let me put it this way. If you thought the stages in Mega Man 1 were annoying, then I'd say give Heatman stage a go. You do not know what torture is until you play that one. It's nearly impossible to get by without a weapon simply called Item 2. And to get this weapon, you need to kill Airman. But due to its high difficulty, you need to get Woodman's Leaf Shield. But he's also a pain in the ass unless you have the Metal Blade. It's frustrated so many gamers that someone actually made a song about it. And the frustration was probably a good thing. Otherwise, we would never have this song. And of course, once you defeat all the Masters, you'll go to Wily's castle. And this time you get to see it in all its 8-bit glory. And where I mentioned the flaws of the music in the first game, Capcom learned their lesson, and upon entering the first Wily stage, you get to hear 8-bit music at its absolute epicness. to Newgrounds or go to YouTube! You need to hear these fucking awesome remixes! Well, back on Wily's castle. For each level, you'll need every weapon and item you have. And they'll all help you reach the biggest and most epic 8-bit bosses ever! And now for my closing statements. This game is a little unbalanced with Heatman's stage and also with the fact that if you get a game over, you lose all your E-tanks when continuing. It's otherwise pretty damn solid in challenge and gameplay and still to be considered one of the greatest games on the NES. The game gets a 9.5 out of 10. Well, that's all I need to say. See ya later, Every.
Lloyd, I'm back and you better not be playing on my Wii 360 or PS3.
Gotta run!